Hi, today I'll be walking you through the QMigrator application, focusing on the MariaDB to MySQL migration path. Let's begin with the dashboard. QMigrator provides a real-time, clear overview of the entire migration process. You can view metrics such as code extraction percentage, storage object percentage, code object percentage, and data migration percentage. Coming to the data migration dashboard for MariaDB to MySQL. We've selected both the source and target connections. Moving to the data migration snapshot, for 6 tables, the row count is 570 in both the source and the target. The storage size is 0.01 GB on the source, and similarly, it's 0.01 GB on the target. Next is the migration performance stats. After selecting the start date and end date, and executing the operation, you'll see source and target performance metrics, including maximum, minimum, and average throughput, along with RPS and total request count. In the target details section, you'll find performance indicators such as maximum, minimum, and average records per second. Moving to the validation stats, once the source and target connections are selected, you'll see data related to the initial load, such as the table row count, total table count, and the row count comparison between source and target. For validation, it displays the total number of tables and row counts from both the source and the target systems. In the live validation section, after selecting source and target connections, you can filter the data by table. Currently, one table, employees, is selected. You can view both the source and target tables, along with the total table and row counts. In the CDC stats, after selecting the start and end dates and executing the operation, you'll be able to see data such as extracted records, loaded records, number of batches, transaction count, total transaction size, throughput, total rows, maximum and minimum throughput, LAG, and error transaction count. This concludes the overview of the data migration dashboard. Moving on to the setup module. Before initiating any migration activity, there are a few essential steps that need to be completed. First, you must configure the source and target connections. This step lays the foundation for a smooth and successful migration. In the connection screen, users define the details for both source and target databases. The source connection includes from which code and data will be extracted. The existing source connections are displayed here. The target connection where the migrated objects and data will be loaded. Properly setting up these connections is critical for all subsequent operations. Moving to the end-to-end migration, QMigrator supports one-click migrations for homogeneous databases. It handles schema creation, data transfer, and report generation automatically with minimal user input. Start by selecting the source connection and filling in the required details. Once everything is configured, click the Execute button to initiate the migration. A message will confirm that the end-to-end migration has been triggered successfully. Now, navigate to the end-to-end migration status section. Here, select the operation type to view the extraction, conversion, and data migration stages. By clicking on the Extraction tab, you can check whether the status is initialized or completed. Similarly, you can monitor the conversion status. For data migration, you'll be able to see the config file generated from the previously selected inputs. Select both the source and target connections to view the created config files. The data migration runs through the job agent screen. The job agent manages the execution of data migration jobs. Once configured, agents can be triggered to start the migration process. After the agent is started, use the Fetch option to monitor job statuses, including running, successful, or failed tasks. Go to the Scheduler screen and click on Browse, DAG Runs. You'll see that the CDC process is currently running. To check the execution details, click on the Logs section, where the CDC logs will be displayed. If there are any errors during the CDC process, they will be shown in this section. Once CDC processing is complete, navigate to the end-to-end migration screen. In the Reports section, select the relevant operation and choose Data Migration. You'll need to select both the source and target connections to generate the reports. Here, you will be able to access pre-validation, post-validation, and complete validation reports. Let's walk through the reports. The pre-validation report includes details such as source schema name, table type, target schema name, and status. It allows you to compare both source and target tables. The post-validation report displays the source schema, target schema, table name, source row count, target row count, and the difference in row counts. The complete validation report provides a summary of source and target schema names, object counts in both source and target, and difference in counts. This concludes the end-to-end migration process overview. Thank you.